date and time API. Okay. Okay, the date and time API. Okay. Now, already the date and time API are present the java.util in the simply collections. Okay, but why they introduced newly here? Okay, why date and time? Why they introduced? Okay, there's some calendars and dates. Okay, some time. All these things are not giving like up to the mark in the collection concept. That's why they changed all the concepts. Okay, they are provide separate API for that. Okay, now that is a date and time API. Okay, now here this is one package. They created separate package for it. Okay, the package name is like Joda Time API. Okay, you know that like Joda Akbar. Okay, it's not that. Okay, it is like some kind of organization. Joda Time API. Okay, now in the 1.7 version, up to like 1.7 version, like all these things, dates and calendars, timestamps, and used in the collection. But it's up to the mark. That's why they're mentioned in the 8 separate API. That is a Joda Time API. Okay, now it's developed by like Joda organization only. Now then, how we can represent like today's date? For suppose I want like I want to get like after 2 years date. Okay, before 2 years date I want. Okay, before 2 years time I want. Okay, then how I can get? Now we have separate the classes we have here. We have okay local date and local classes. We have all these things. We have to find out to get that date and time, particular day and a particular week and a particular year. Okay, now we have they provided like separate methods to get all these things. Okay, now we'll see like one by one. Okay, now here I'm going to write like to find out the today's date. Now for that we have one class. Now local date. Now date is equal to we don't have and even though it is a class now we don't need to create like object simply now we can call directly the static method. If it is a static method directly we can call by using class name. Now local date dot now method. The now method is representing like a current date. Okay, now if I print a SYSO date, now if you observe that, now right click run as Java application. Now we got like today's date, 2024, 11 and 14. Okay, the today's date we are going to get. Okay, now if you want to get like a current time, okay, what is the time right now? Okay, now the same way here we have a local time. We have local time is equal to now local time dot the now method we have. Okay, the now method is going to be representing the current time. Okay, now simply print the time, control s, right click run as Java application. Now we got the current time. Okay, now 7 8 minutes 32 seconds and 0.62 nanoseconds we are going to get. Okay, now this is a way now we can get a separate date and time. For suppose whatever the date in the sense like in this date object we have like a date, month and year we have. Okay, in this time we have hours, minutes, seconds, nanoseconds also we have. Okay, then how I can get separate values? Okay, if we observe that now date dot okay get a okay get a day of month. Okay, it will print the day. Okay, now again date dot get a month value. Okay, it will print that month. Okay, now date dot get a year. Now it will print the year. Okay, the day of month is return type is int type. Okay, again the get month value also return type int type output and get year also int type. Now if you observe that now int dd sorry like int dd date, now int month, now int years. Okay, now here if I'm trying to print syso like uh, the day is, okay, the day is dd. Okay, now month is simply here mm. Okay, the year is simply here yy. Okay, control s. Now if I execute, right click, run as Java application. Now we got like days I think it's reverse, I think. Yeah, sorry, day is 14. Now month is 11 and the year is 2024. Okay, the same way now we are going to get the time also. Okay, then based on the time object. Okay, here we got like time object, right? By using time object, now we are going to get now time dot like get hour. Okay, now time dot get minutes. Okay, now time dot get seconds. Now time dot get nanos. Okay, now like this, now we are going to get all the times. Okay, this get hour and get a minute, everything is return type, output is int type only. Now int hour. Okay, now int minutes. Now int seconds. Now int nanoseconds. Okay, now if I execute the SYSO, now hour. Okay, now here again we are going to get like minutes. Sorry, here we have to write minutes, and again products like seconds, and again nanoseconds. Now control s, right click, run as Java application. Now like again the 7 hour. Now if you observe that the time 7 hours 12 minutes and 4 like seconds and 549 nanoseconds. If you observe that the method is exactly displaying that here 7 hours 12 minutes 4 like seconds and 549 double zero triple zero. So like this we can get like nanoseconds in this. Okay, now we can get the exact value also by using these methods. Now here we have. Okay, for suppose here if we want to get the time, we have the local time. If you want to get the date, now we have the local date. For suppose at the same time I want to print the date and time, do we have any class in the sense? Yes. Okay, now we have one class, that is a local date time class. Okay, the local date time class, it will print at a time the date and the time. Okay, the date and time. Now I'm going to create like one more class, like that is dt demo. Okay, just to give a minute. Yeah, now here main method. Now local data type. Now LDT I'm going to use here. Now again local date type. Control shift to import the package. It is a present in the Java.time. If you observe that's here, it is a present in not Java.util. It's a present in Java.time package. Okay, it's a separate package. Now local date type dot now method here we have. Control S. Now we need to print it first, right? Now SYSO. Now we need to print the LDT. Control S, right click, run as the Java application. Now we got like exactly date and time. Now if you observe the up to this one is a date. Now team in the sense like time mentioning, again 17 minutes 7 hours like 14 minutes 16 minutes like 16 seconds and 20 nanoseconds here we have. Okay, now like this we can find out like a date and time at a time. Okay, now for suppose I want to take like some particular years, particular month, all these things. Okay, then how I can take it? For suppose for that we have some methods, off methods we have. Okay. Now, if you observe that same thing, now local date, sorry, local data time now LD is equal to now local date time dot off methods here. Okay, in this off methods we can mention it is like method overloaded methods. In the concept of polymorphism we have seen. Okay, method name is same, but like internal parameters are different. Here we can mention year, month, day of month, into hour, into minute. Like again, year, month, day of month, into hour, minute. Okay, now we can mention like seconds also, seconds, and again nanoseconds also we can mention. If you observe that seconds, and again it's a nanoseconds, it's nanoseconds. Okay, now by using this off method, we can mention some particular year, okay, particular month, particular day also we can mention. Okay, now here I want to mention, for suppose 1994, now it's a year. Okay, now 06 is a month, and 05 is a date. Okay, now but I didn't mention here like the time also, but simply for the local date I'm going to mention. Okay, now control shift go to import the package of local date. Now here, before 6 months what is the date? Now based on this date, okay, before 6 months what is the date, after 6 months what is the date? Okay, that is my point. Now if you want to find out now after 6 months, okay, after 6 months, simply how we can find out? By using this ld in the sense like based on this object. Okay, means in this ld what is the data here we have? Okay, in this ld, now this date here we have, this date are going to be stored in this ld. Based on this particular date, after 6 months what is the date and date? Okay, ld dot okay, now plus months, so we have one method is there. Okay, sir, plus months. Now plus months, how many months you want to change it? Okay, after 6 months I want to find out. Okay, the same way we have one more method. I want to find out like a before. Okay, before 6 months. Okay, before 6 months. Now before 6 months. Now simply here we have one function that is a minus months. ld dot minus months. Okay, now again 6. If you observe that output, right click and as Java application. Now here we have after 6 months this date. Okay, if you want to print like this ld also we can print. Now SYSO want to print ld, right click, run as Java application. Now observe carefully here. Basically this is the date I consider. Based on this date, after 6 months this is the date. Okay, now before 6 months this is the date. Okay, now we can find out any date whatever you want. So mostly this type of questions they're going to ask in the aptitude. Okay, now directly we have that methods to find out that. Okay, now but suppose how many years you have. Okay, then how we can find out like a particular period of time? Okay, now for that we can go with the period class. Okay, to find out how many years. Okay, how many years like in between the period class, particular period of time. Okay, now now suppose if you want to find out like how many years you have, in the sense how we can find out. Suppose like I have 30 years, then how I can find out? Now I need to mention
Date of
current
birth.
and yeah, birthday year. Okay, the date of birth we need to mention. But suppose simply here local date. Okay, now we need to mention like birthday date. Okay, birthday date is equal to again local data dot off method we have, where directly we can mention our particular values. Okay, now 1994. Okay, again uh like 6 month and the fourth date. Okay, now this is the birthday date. Now I want to find out like today's date also. Okay, now how we can find out today's date? Now local data tdy is equal to local date dot now. Okay, now here I want to find out. We have to find out the difference between like the today's date and the birthday date. Okay, for that we have a between method we have. Okay, this between method is taking like a today's date and a birthday date. Okay, but if you want to call this method, how we can call? Okay, the method directly we cannot call. It is instance method and static method. The between method is a present in the period object. Okay, now it is a present in the period object. Okay, now this between method again, it is return type is a period class. Okay, now simply period. Uh, okay, now we need to import it. Control shift and import the package of period. Again, it's a capital P. Okay, now it is a static method. Okay, if it is a static method, we can call by using class name, that is a period class. Okay, now by using in this P object, we have the difference date. Okay, the difference between today's and birthday date we have. Okay, now SYSO. Now the age is, okay, the age is simply here P dot get years. Okay, get years. Now P dot get months. Okay, get months. P dot get days. Okay, right click, run as a Java application. Now we got like I think we need to change to birthday date and today's date. Okay, now 30 years, now 5 months and 10 days we are going to get. Okay, now we need to change the values here. Okay, now 30 years, 5 months, and 10 days, we are going to get the between. By using, if you want to find out the difference between like dates and years, we can use the between method to present in the period class. Okay, but suppose I want to know that the present year is like leap year or not. Okay, basically, if you want to find out the leap year, now we need to write the number of lines of code by using flow control concept. But then the Java 8, now we don't need to worry about it. Like directly we have one method, that is a isLeap method is there. Okay. Now you can pass your year number and it will take care about it, which year it is. Okay. Now, main. Now I'm going to take that input from the end user. That's why I'm going to take like scanner. Scanner S is equal to new scanner. Okay. Now System.out.in. Control shift to import the package. Now here by using SO like enter. Okay. Now here. Okay. Please enter here. Okay. Please enter here. Now whatever the year I entered, I want to store it somewhere. Int n is equal to sc dot next int. Okay. Int n is equal to sc dot next int. Okay. Now this n value is whatever the year I entered. Okay. Now I need to pass now for year class is there. Year y is equal to now year dot of method. This of method we can pass n. Okay. Now passing year value. Okay. Year value. Then we can write the condition if. Okay. Y dot is leap. Okay. Is leap. Now it is a leap year. Now SYSO. Okay. Now is a leap year. Okay. Now simply we can print like n. Now otherwise SYSO, it's not a leap year. Okay. It's not a leap year. Right click, run as Java application. Now please enter year. I'm entering for suppose like 2025. Now it's not a leap year. Again, I'm going to enter like a current year of 2024. Now it's a leap year. Okay. Again, I'm going to enter one more year. Now please enter year 2022. Now it's not a leap year. Okay. Like that we can find out the years and the dates and the time, all these things. Okay. Now next we have one more thing in the zone related okay, zone related date and time we have. Okay, that is a task for you. Okay, now you can find out like based on the zone how you can find out that date and time. Okay, you can search and you can get it. Okay,
Yeah,
next
sure.
yeah, we have optional class. Yeah, where it is. Now next we'll go with like a optional class. Now basically here we don't need it optional class, but why they introduced it here? Okay, sometimes whenever we are executing the code, we are getting null pointer exception. Okay, null pointer exception we are going to get. Okay, now whenever we are entering any data, even if I enter, it's showing some time, it's a null pointer exception. Okay, but if you want to find out like where we have the null pointer exception, it is a big task for us. Okay, that's why the optional class is introduced in the Java 8 features. Okay, to find out like a null pointer exception. Without showing null pointer exception, the optional class is showing that empty class. It's empty, simply like that. Okay. Now this optional class is present in Java.util package. Okay, now in this optional class, okay, in this optional class we have some methods like empty method, is present method, if present method. Okay, now off nullable method, off method. Okay, these methods are representing like a empty value directly, but without showing like exception, it's showing like empty, optional empty. Okay, now what is the main advantage of like this optional class in the sense? Okay, null exceptions are not required here. Okay, now it will not showing like any null pointer exceptions. Now we can develop like neat and clean code without showing like null pointer exception. Okay, now it will remove that boilerplate code also. Okay, it will remove the boilerplate code. Now we'll see that one simple example. Okay, now observe carefully here. Okay, now but suppose I'm going to take like one value now. That is optional class. Optional class is the class I'm passing like string value. Now name is equal to like optional dot of method. Here I'm passing like Satya. Okay, this is only one value. Now say it is a class here. For this class, I'm passing the string type of data. Optional is a class. Okay. Now for this class, what is the answer? Sometime it's showing like a null pointer exception. Sometime the value is there or not. Yes, we have. Now string. Okay, string. Now answer one is equal to, now we have the value. Yes. Okay. Now string answer two is equal to, okay, answer two is equal to, it's showing like a null value sometime. Okay, there are two chances. Okay, now I want to find out objectively here. So I want to find out directly. I want to print the name. Okay, name I want to print. Objectively, what is out right now? Right click, run as Java application. Okay, now if you observe that optional of Satya we are going to get. Okay, the Satya is value, it's present in the optional class. But suppose I want to get only the value. Okay, what is the value here we have? I want to get only value. Now simply control copy. Now name dot get method. Yesterday we used like some get method. Okay, in the string concept. Right click, run as Java application. Now here we got a Satya value. But suppose empty I want to show that. Okay. Now I want to use some method, empty method. Now it's showing like empty. See here, observe carefully here. That empty method is present in the optional class. Optional dot empty in the sense it's showing empty only. Right click, run as Java application. See here, it's empty. Okay. Now without showing like null pointer exception, we can use this type of methods. Okay, it has that empty value. Okay, it has empty value. Okay. Now here we have like one more method of nullable. it is showing like non-empty option. Okay, now SYSO, now optional dot of nullable. Okay, here I'm going to pass answer one. Okay, basically, what is the answer one? Yes, we have. See here, how it is showing that output? Optional, yes. The same way, answer two I'm passing. Basically, answer two is what? Null value. Now, what is output guesses here? Right click, run as Java application. Now, see, it's empty. But I'm passing like null, but it's showing like empty. Now, at this moment, simply sometimes showing like null pointer exception. Without showing like null pointer exception, it's showing like empty. Okay. Now, without error, it's showing like optional dot empty. Now, by using optional class. Okay. If you want to see the output, like how we are going to get null pointer exception, now we can use one method, off method. See here, optional dot off method answer to I'm passing here. Answer to, now it's showing like a null pointer exception. Okay, null pointer exception. Right click, run as Java application. Now here. Okay, like this, we are going to get exception without printing any output. Okay, now we can avoid that this kind of exceptions by making as a optional class. Okay, now we have some other methods also we have. Now we'll discuss this one more example. Now new opt optional methods. Now me. Okay. Now we have different methods are present inside it. Okay, like is present. Okay, if present, like we can create like optional object. Okay, or else optional. Okay, or else get optional, or else throw optional, or else optional API. Okay, we have different methods we have. Now we are going to create it. Now simply here, first one by one method. Okay, I am going to create like one method that is a public static static void. Okay, now is present. Okay, is present uh, demo or example. This is a method. Okay, now we can use optional class. Now optional, I can pass the string value. Okay, now opt I'm going to take is equal to optional dot of method. Now I am passing Satya. Okay, I am passing Satya. Now this method is returning, okay, optional with a specified present non-null value. Non-null value in the sense what? Some Satya value is returning. Okay. Now it is printing non-null value. Okay, it is printing non-null value. Now how we can print it? Now SYSO. Okay, SYSO. Now based on this OPT object, now dot we can print is present method is there. Okay. Now then how I can execute this method? Okay, it is a user defined method, right? We can call by using class name. Now OPT demo or OPT methods, right? Now here OPT methods dot like is present is. Okay, control is right click, run as Java application. Now here it's true, we got it. The value is there. Is present in the sense yes. But suppose if I mention empty value, now right click, run as Java application, again true. Sorry, think like to mention null value. Now control is right click, run as Java application. Now we are getting errors here. Okay, null pointer exception we are going to get. Okay, at this moment. Now if we have the value, is present in the sense yes. Okay, otherwise simply it's showing like null pointer exception. Okay, now the same thing here, we have a optional class we have. Okay, empty method also we have the same related empty method. Now object apply here. Now again one more method, public static void. Okay, now is present empty. Okay, is present empty or optional class here we have. Okay, now I think yeah, we need to create like empty, right? Now create empty. If it's a method, we need to write like lower case. Yeah. Now we need to create like empty value. Now again, the same representation with a different. Now we can pass a string value. Now opt1 or empty value is equal to optional dot empty method is there. Just empty method. Now I'm looking for SYSO in the emt dot is present. Okay. Sorry, empt, right? Empt dot is present. Now, if we call this method again, now opt methods dot create empty. Control S, right click, and as Java application as we got false. We don't have any value. Okay, it's empty. Okay. Now, whenever we are writing like a related null pointer exception data, now simply we can represent like empty method. Okay. If we have the value, now we can check it out. But if we don't have any value, we can use this type of 17th line. We can add it at the moment of whenever we are executing that like applications. It's not showing like any null pointer exception. Okay, because of null pointer exception, like remaining lines of code is not going to be executing. Okay, that's why now without affecting like other lines of code, simply we can write like by using optional class. That's why they introduced it in the Java 8 features. Okay, now for suppose if we have the value, what will happen? Okay, for suppose in the same, now string name is equal to Satya I mentioned. Okay, now optional dot, okay, can use optional dot of simply here name I'm passing. Okay, now if I execute, right click, run as Java application, still we are getting false here. Even though after that, if you applied the value, no, it's not going to be applied here. Okay, now we passed here optional dot of method name, but name where I passed the name. Okay, now this type of values we can use in the static APIs. Okay, right now we don't need it. Okay, now we can pass the values to the other classes. Now we can create like a one more method. Now the same till now I use like one object, right? The same object I want to call it the static APIs. Then how we can use, yeah, okay, one more method for that method, public static void create off method, create off method. Okay, earlier we have seen off method, the same thing here. Now string name is equal to Satya, and again optional dot of name I'm passing. Okay, this is the only method. Okay, now if I execute this method, now opt methods. Okay, now we are discussing methods here. Now create a off method. Now right click, run as Java application. Now we got okay, we don't have any printing option. Now we need to print it. SYSO this method create off method. String type of optional string only it's printing. We can pass the string value. Public static return the type of returns T class the value returns at option specified present non null value. But it's printing non null value, right? Maybe not getting. Now still we are not getting. Did I use any name other? We don't have any name. Suppose different name. Soma. Right click run as Java application. Still we are not getting object create off method. Demo. Sending method problem also is not working. Okay. I think it's showing like empty. We can use this API related data. Okay, we'll see later this one. Another is there. I think it's showing like empty also. I don't know. Okay, now, yeah. Now we can use like one more value. If the given value is there, I want to invoke it. Otherwise, simply here I want to print nothing. Okay, if the value is there, it's going to be calling. Otherwise, simply it's not printing anything. Now, I can use like a private static void. Now, if present demo, okay, if present demo. Now here static. Okay. Now in this method, I'm going to mention some name. A string name is equal to like kit. Okay. Now if name not equals to null. Okay. Now so I want to print a name dot length. Okay. Name dot length I want to print. Okay. Okay. Otherwise, optional dot. Sorry, optional of a string type of data I'm passing. Now here I can call OPT. Now optional dot. Now here we cannot use like again optional dot. We can use the off method. Okay. Now here we can pass the same value. If is there or not. Okay. If is there or not. Okay. If the key is there, simply I want to print the same way here. OPT dot if a present. See here, if a present is taking that the consumer. Okay, just the consumer is what accepting and just printing only. Nothing is there. Now consumer. Now we can pass str lambda expression system dot out dot uh, println. Okay. Now simply here we can pass str dot length. We can pass it. Okay. Now control is. Now you can call the method. Here we can call it. Now right click, run as Java application. Now 7. The length is 7. We got it. Okay. Now if the value is there, now we have. But suppose simply here I am representing it's a null. Control is right click, run as Java application. Now again we got set. So this 7 is what? Now this value only. Okay. Now if I comment this one, control is I'm not going to show like anything. Simply it's empty only. See here, there's no values there. Okay, I mentioned the null value. Okay, now simply here Satya for suppose. Now right click, run as Java application 6 week. Okay, either this way or this way also we can represent the both by using lambda expression. By using if statement also we can represent if present value. Okay, the same like off nullable also we have. Okay, already we discussed about like get method we have. Okay, these methods are commonly used to use the optional representation in the Java 8, or based on the requirement we can go with the optional class. Okay. Now one more thing is what here the natural JavaScript, right? So right now that much not important this one. Now we can use like a var keyword, we can use it here, we can discuss later. Okay, now tomorrow we'll discuss regular expressions. We'll end up core Java. Okay. Yeah, only one more concept is there, the regular expressions. Okay, basically the regular expressions, you know that like to find out like validations. Okay.
The special characters.
Yes, the special characters. If you want to write the code of a mobile number, email ID, how we can write it. But the patterns we are going to write it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Now just revise it once. Now we'll see tomorrow.
Yeah, sure. And
Okay. Done.
yeah, bye.